Well, I'm back to playing with my front end. First of all, I got some nice Pete and Jake's spring supports, and as you can tell, they're quite a bit too long here, and they're also the wrong diameter. These bushings here won't even fit into it. But anyway, I got the front end set basically where it's going to go, and the only way I can use this piece here, even though it's kind of cool, is to put cowl steering in it. It's a big old heavy box. It's going to be a lot of trouble. So what I was thinking about doing, I've got a Lincoln rack and pinion here. I have another Mustang one. This is not going to work out too good because my radiator's got to set in here. I'm just going to have to try to mock stuff up and see what am I going to do with the steering. The radiator's got to go in this area somewhere, and now I can try to plan where the steering will go from there. Well, I got a Lincoln unit there on the bottom, and this is a Ford unit on top. They don't look like they're much different. Maybe a little bit of difference in the mounting points, if anything. The Lincoln one looks a little better. It's straight up and down, so I got a good angle on it, and this one's made to mount kind of crooked. I suppose I could mount it horizontal like this and run the shaft underneath the cross member there. This would give me, if I use this one, I can have a straight up and down mounting point, which would be much easier to do. And let me set this one here on the jack stand and see what it looks like. Well, this one would mount roughly like this. That would enable my my radiator to clear here. I think I've got enough room in the motor at this point. So I'm ending, my motor's ending probably right here somewhere. So it looks like I'll have plenty of room to mount a steering box in here. With the only consideration of the radiator outlet. But even that, I would have to cut the frame a little and change it to use this radiator. I like it because it's brass. I'm not even sure if it's any good. Didn't look like it's got too much rust in it. Can't really see in there, but it looks alright, and it doesn't look like it's got any leaks in it. I like that honeycomb look. The rest of this I can clean it all up and paint it. So down there on the bottom, I suppose I could cut that and put another hose fitting of some sort in it. Well, you can see the size of that steering box there. You know, it's probably weighs 50 pounds. And I'd have to mount it in the middle here and then run it out, run that shaft out through the cowl. Yeah, see, that's a big old massive piece of iron. You know, cutting off the shaft and everything and making the steering wheel, that wouldn't be that big a deal. But that was made to mount below the frame. And I'm not going to have a big chunk of stuff like that hanging down. However, I might be able to mount it like that and run it directly to the front end. But if I was to mount this below the frame somewhere, like this, it's still hanging down 6 or 8 inches, and I know right in that area that's a tight fit. I could move it back anywhere really. More than likely it's going to interfere with that transmission there. The transmission's roughly where it's going to have to go. Of course, I could always flip this over and which would make it properly, make it set properly. Well, on top of the frame might be doable. It's not as bad as it was hanging down below, but we got a lot of chunk of metal in there, and I'm pretty sure that the pan and everything would clear. Looks like the transmission would clear alright. I could possibly mount it there. And looks like it'll line up to my my reverser there in the front. I might be able to adjust that, but looks like the frame rail where that would go would be off a couple inches. Of course, I could cut it and put universal joints in it, and that would to a large degree solve my steering problem. But this is all really to avoid having a rack and pinion in it. So, and I've got some big old nasty stuff here and a lot of linkage, and it might be cool, but I have a feeling that even after a lot of work, it's still not going to be still not going to steer very well. And I've got some awfully big and ugly stuff on the frame here, just to try to use this box. I really don't want to use it. Try another mock-up.